Hey guys, and welcome back and Happy New Year. So as you can kind of see, I've got a little bit of a new setup, and this setup is going to help us in this new year, going through some cards, and I'm going to do some books this way so you can get a better view of some of the books that we're talking about. So in this video, we are going to go through 5 books that I just got back from CGC. They're actually my wife's books that she sent in. So this will be a fun one. Stay tuned. All right, so the background to this story is I had sent in a pre-screen, as I typically do for 9/8, and you know, my wife constantly watches me as I collect, as I submit, and you know, she always loves looking at some of the books as they come in graded to kind of see and pick out flaws, as well as the raw books to kind of say, hey, you know, is this a 9/8? It's always good to get a second set of eyes. So what we ended up doing in this case is she actually had 5 books that she picked up over the course of just me buying stuff and her saying, oh, is that a good buy? So she picked out 5 books and submitted them as part of my 25 books pre-screen. So we actually sent in 30 books. Well, lo and behold, my 25 came back and hers 5 took longer. Even though it was in the same submission, CGC groups them in categories of 25 books, and then they put another line item. So we just got back her books right here. I cut it open, and we're gonna go through them, and I thought we're gonna use the overhead camera that I just set up to kind of take a look in more detail. So, raw books. So we submitted 5 for her. It doesn't look like we hit all 5. So we're gonna see, but looks like from here, just to give you an idea, we hit 4. So, good job for her. Let me put these down and let's go through her 4 hits. So I know she's going to be excited. So the first one up is Black Widow number 3. And this particular one was the J. Scott Campbell. It is a limited print run book. I believe this was limited to, I think, 3,000. I'll put that up if I'm wrong. This is a glow-in-the-dark cover. I had purchased one and submitted, actually purchased 2 and submitted them, and this was a 3rd one that she got. Both came back 9/8. I had sold one not too long ago for about 150. I have kept one, and now my wife has one. So this particular one, there's nothing noted other than the J. Scott Campbell. Let me flip it over for you so you can kind of see. And here we go. It's 4,000 copies. The certificate or COA is right on the back on this one. So that is book number 1. And let me know in the comments below, you know, do you like this kind of layout? Is this easier or better to see than just looking at me? Let's be honest, you're here for the books. So I thought this might be a nicer setup. So the next one that she hit, and these are all going to be 9/8. Everybody may be familiar with this one right now, Invincible Iron Man number 1. This is obviously the Riri Williams first series book. You know, there is some debate, you know, when you get into her armor. You have the Invincible Iron Man number 7 is her, let's say, cameo or first appearance. Her first full is number 9. And then you get into the question of her armor, with it being either number 1, which is this book, or number 3, which is another good book to pick up. If you can get it. So we picked this one up. I believe she got this one with me at Midtown. She had a nice copy and she said to submit it, so she hit this one. I don't know if she's going to be keeping them or if she's going to look to possibly sell them when the series is, you know, ready to come out and all. But nonetheless, Invincible Iron Man number 1 is not a bad book right now to have, with the Riri Williams being so hot. So the next book Oh, I'm so jealous of her on this one. So this is Dark Avengers #1. This is the Dark Reign of it, which is basically, and you'll see as it's noted, it's the first appearance of the Dark Avengers. I have tried to submit this book, I think, twice already. I have one currently sitting at CGC, and I have yet to be able to hit a 9.8, so I'm super jealous of her. I will post, whatever the last sale was on this one. I have to believe this book is somewhere between $200 and $300 at this point. This is a Comic-Con 2009 one. It is the Midtown one. Now, there is the same book without the Midtown. It's a version cover of this, so to speak, and that is the more exclusive and limited book on this one. But nonetheless, just a great book to have. We don't know whether the Dark Avengers or the Thunderbolts are going to be formed, but we have an idea that it may either be, if not one or the other, that it may be a combination of the two of them. But regardless, a great book to pick up if you can still get this reasonable price. I believe we had purchased 3 copies. I had 2, she had 1, and they were going for about $30 on Midtown, and this was a little while ago, so I don't know what the current prices are for them raw. But nonetheless, first appearance, great book to get if you can snag one. And there are various covers. So the last book, if you watch my channel, it's probably not going to be a big surprise because I'm big on this, so obviously my wife got into it too, is the A-Force. This is A-Force #1. This is the cover A. This is the first appearance of Singularity. There are a number of fantastic covers. This is the basically the all-female Avengers type team. These covers are just absolutely stunning. There is the Midtown cover, which has been selling. I've sold 2 copies. They were going for about 180 to 200 before. They're very limited. This is cover A, and then you have Scotty Young, and then you get into some of the ratio variants with Medusa on the front and such, and some of those are, I think it's the Stephanie Hans cover, and all some of those can be get up there on price. But nonetheless, cover A is not a bad cover. I think this cover probably sells for about 125, and like I said, I'll post that going forward. Let me flip this one over, and we'll go back and do that with the other ones, just so you can kind of get an idea of the back as well. I think that kind of adds to some depth of the comic. This one for the Dark Avengers, let me show off that one. And you've got that. And then the Invincible Iron Man going back. So those were the 4 hits. Let me put these off to the side for a minute. Let's pull out the one that didn't make it, and this is unique how this was sent back, but I may need to get a scissor to cut this. Let's do that real quick. And then I'm going to show you some recent card pickups, because with this new overhead we are going to do some breaks. I have picked up, and I've always been a Marvel card collector, but now I have an opportunity to show it off in a way where I think it makes sense. It makes it nice. I have to try and be real gentle with this one. See if that gives me enough room to get this out. Yeah, I can see which book this is right away. So, the one that we did not hit is Star Wars, the John Tyler Christopher variant. This, she submitted it, I can see with me. This is also limited to 4,000 copies. Let me remove this so you can get to see it. Really nice cover. Clean spine. Let me see if maybe we missed something on the back. this gives you also just a better view of the book, so you can see them when we're talking about them and submitting. I honestly don't see anything. Let me see if this will also help us. I picked up one of these, and these are very great if you haven't got them. You can get them for 20 bucks and they clip. There may be a small indentation on this, but other than that, I'll be honest with you, it's a really nice copy that we did not hit. So we're gonna take a look, maybe see if this can be pressed and resubmitted. There may be a couple of little indentions there. You can see it on the book. So we will definitely press it for her if she wants and submit again. So not a huge amount, as I said, of books, but let's talk a little cards now for a minute, and I do want to show some of these off. So if you've been following the Marvel cards, and I really do think you should, especially if you're a comic book person, they're very hot. I did pick up some singles. So 2015 Fleer Retro has the PMGs, which are called the precious metal gems, and they are selling for a significant amount of money in a graded form, even in raw. And because of that, the packs and boxes of those are just gone. Unless, you know, I've seen one box listed on eBay for $100,000 or some obscene number. It's just very difficult to get that kind of a pack to open. So, you know, rising tides rise all ships, so to speak. So these are some 2013, Fleer ones, and the Fleer sets, I should say, are the 2013, 15, 17, and even into the new 2021 sets. They have these PMGs, but the 2013s also had some other really nice inserts. So let me show you one of these, and this is a cable, and these are autographed, and this is autographed by Dave Wilkins, and you can even see it noted here that congratulations. I always like it when they acknowledge it's a signature. It's not like just somebody signing it and then you have to get it verified. Really, was it the signature or not? These are signed ones, and this is a cable with Dave Wilkins. That is one of them. I picked up another one, which is Black Bolt, and this is Brandon Peterson's signature at the bottom, if you can see it. Another gorgeous card, number one. And just so you guys realize, what I do on my cards is when I top load them, they're in penny sleeves, and I put a tab, such as what you'd see, just, you know, basically a post-it tab on this, and it helps make it much easier to remove in and out. And that's just a trick that I use. If you're wondering, the tabs are not on the actual cards. I'm not here to ruin them, but that's how I do it for my top loading. So the next one is Jim, and I'm going to probably Chang or Chung, with a Cyclops. Beautiful. These are all 2013s. Just really nice cards. And they're signed, and these are really affordable. I was able to pick these up each for best offers for about, you know, 10 bucks each, and I think it's really worthwhile. I mean, just to get an autograph on a card, you know, you get an auto, if you go see them at a con or something, you're gonna pay 3 times that amount just to get an auto. So, you know, it's really nice when you can do that. This one I think is one of my favorite. This is Mike Mayhew, and this is of Loki, and this is just a really nice card and signature on it, and on the back, to give you an idea. So these, and we've got one more signature, and this one is Matthew Clark on Ghost Rider. Just cool cards for 2013. like I said, just getting a box of this is almost now impossible. So I do think it's worthwhile, just like anything else. You know, if you can't get the PMGs and they're out of the price range, something like this, these are inserts still, may be worthwhile and affordable to pick up. Lastly, what I also did get is, and I love to get these, are sketch cards. So this one, I'm just going to tell you, the top loader had a piece of tape and is dirty because I took it out to inspect, but it's not the card that's at. But this one is a Women of Marvel sketch card, and this one was done by, I don't know if that's Ed Wagner or if they go by Eddie, just without the I, but 2008. This is the back, so you can kind of get an idea. Sketch FX, Women of Marvel, just a gorgeous, gorgeous card. And so, you know, was able to pick that up for about $22, which I thought was worthwhile, given that some of these sketch cards right now are just very, very expensive. So, like I said, not a hugely long video, but I did want to show that off. This is a new setup for me that I'm going to try out and do some breaks, and obviously when I put the comics down, do it that way so maybe people can see it a little bit better. Let me know what you think below. Do you like the cards? Do you like the comics? Do you like the setup? Tell me your thoughts and how I can kind of improve it. I'm going to try a couple of different things to see what's going to work out best. But I value everybody's opinion, and I appreciate all the likes, the comments, and all the constructive criticism that the community and everybody gives me. So thanks again for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.